This is a story about Rosie and the black labrador. She went on holiday, or was it a holiday? But she wrote this diary. Sunday. I was dropped off like a ton of coal and Dad shot off with my bed. Glad to say he returned within 5 minutes. Rushed in, pleased to see Pippa. Not too sure she was pleased to see me. Dashed into the kitchen to see what was going on and what I could eat. Fell, skidded and landed badly. Not going in there again. Polish wood floor. Don't they know how lethal that is for an overweight round Labrador? Had a good sniff round. Found the stairs. Don't do stairs. Don't do kitchen floors. Oh, well, I'll just have to see how it goes. What's this? Oh, it looks like we're going out. Good. Lead? What's that? Soon escaped. One jerk on the collar and the lead left behind. Dashed back into the car for safety. Not sure what all this steady, sit, stay is all about. Okay, made the feels. Fabulous to be out. Pip is a bit of a wimp. One bang and she shoots to heel. There to stay for most of the walk. Pooed weed and smelt rabbits to my heart's content. But what's this? Tricia said, Up. Up what? Not that vertical dry stone wall. Those stones stuck out, made to look like steps, don't kid me. I do gates, not vertical walls. I stood patiently by the gate, enjoying the feel of mud and muck, cow muck between my toes. Whilst Tricia, my surrogate mum for the holidays, kept shouting, Hup! And climbing up and over the wall, with Pippa close on her heels. After 10 minutes, she got the drift. I don't do dry stone walls, steps or not. One last wag about today. Not many ball players here. I keep taking my ball to Tricia, wagging my tail, giving my winning grin that never fails. I mean never. But she says, I don't do balls, only walks. I'll try that Jilly, she looks a soft touch. Monday, the mystery of the black coat. Survived the night, but did not venture onto that polished wood kitchen floor. Tricia had the audacity to greet me with, You snore and wag your tail at the same time. Cheeky thing. I get up a bit too early for me here. I was just going to have a snooze after being thrust down the paddock, presumably to poo and wee. So I obliged. Then out comes Tricia, called us to the car and proceeded to put boots and raincoat on. Just as it started to pour down. Pour down. I don't like rain. Now then, this is where the mystery begins. Tricia took a black plastic cover over Pip's back and taped the sides. I couldn't decide. Was she trying to make Pippa look like me, all black? Up we went to the top of the fell. Cows looked on but studiously ignored us. And Jacob's sheep made a stand, but I soon dismissed them. I paddled and splashed in every bit of water I could find. Pippa tried the same and managed to get beautifully black under the udders. The black coat on top and black underneath, she was definitely trying to be my twin. Made sure that when I dashed up to Tricia, I covered her in spotty mud. Good fun, this. For a treat, Tricia took us up to Heinz 57 Varieties factory in Wigan. Some treat. Sat in a factory car park. She said she was working. Against my better judgment, I listened to Tricia on the way home while she regaled with stories about Heinz. Boring stuff like there are over 3,000 products, some of which are pet food. What's the point of telling us that if she didn't bring any samples? Tuesday. And then there was the gate. Nice surprise, jumped out of the car with Pippa. 2 nice black and white collies to play with today at Gummer's How. Tricia, Ali, her friend, all of us set out through the woods, great fun. The collies run faster than me. Pippa's little legs running like pistons, she obviously knew them. They were a bit disdainful, particularly the male. Supercilious is more the word. Tilly looks up adoringly at him, and he looks down at her as if she's a bad smell. What's this? We get to a road, and where we all made to sit and turn, Ali calls off you go. All three dogs dash over the road through a kissing gate, and then there is me. Well, I dashed over the road, but oh dear, the gate was closed. I waited for Tricia to open it, but as usual she didn't. This kissing gate at the side looked odd, and I was about to try and fit my rotund body through the S-bend, but I looked with big downcast rolling eyes, and then we started this pantomime. I couldn't get through. Ali called, I call her Bossy Boots because she was always giving me orders. She kept calling the dog through to show me how you went through the kissing gate. Well, it's easy if you're small like Pippa or anorexic like the collies, but no way would my body bend to get through. It got worse. At the side of the gate was a narrowish gap. Bossy Boots called each dog back in turn and pushed them through the narrowish gap, saying, "Come on, Rosie, you can do it." The big collie, old show-off, wouldn't go through the gap. He jumped a clear 3 foot onto the top of the wall and looked down on me. Still the pantomime went on, and I was starting to panic. Then Bossy Boots got hold of my collar, grabbed my stomach, hauled me up to the gap, and Tricia, my friend, so I thought, pushed my bum so that I squeezed through the gap into the field. Well, what can I say? I enjoyed the run. Pippa went off somewhere with Bossy Boots, and Trish and I returned to the car. I passed through the kissing gap this time as if I've done it 1,000 times before. Still not set foot in that wooden kitchen floor, though. Wednesday. And then there was Muttley. It isn't often you see a puppy with a skin it has to grow into, nor a puppy who was a bully at 8 weeks old. And that's Muttley. I asked Tricia, please do not take me visiting again. I cannot imagine that bully fully grown up. I walked in. He instantly rushed up, boxed my face and tried to jump on my back. I tried lashing him with my tail. That usually works. But all he tried to do was bite it. Pippa did no better. She took off instant dislike to this brown mottled barrel of lard with wrinkled skin and never let up growling. Very unlike Pippa. I kept myself to myself. When it came near me, I hid my head in Jilly's lap, wagged my tail 10 beats to the second just in case it was swipe that pompous, overconfident, teeth like needles puppy. Missed it, of course. About my tail, people think I'm happy when I wag it. Really, it's a defence against marauders. It took me a long time to develop the technique. I stand up, sway my hips, get my tail wagging in the same direction of the hip sway, and then, like winding up a propeller in the old-fashioned biplane, I rev up the beat so that my whole back end and tail go to about 15 beats a second. I've belted many a person I don't like, and they thought I was pleased to see them. Ha ha ha. Thursday, and then there was the sea. Let me first telling you about how I can make music. Not with my bum, but with my tail. I wait until everybody's sat down, or they think I'm having a sleep. I watch carefully until somebody closes their eyes. Then I start. Thud, thud on the carpet. My tail thumps from one side of my body to the other. To a human, they say it sounds like somebody knocking, so they jump up to answer the door. Well, I'm delighted, because if they move, I have a chance of a pat on the head. They sleep well, as I can hear the snores. See my logic? Now then, the sea. A dark, wet morning, Tricia got ready. Pippa and I always watch what she puts on. Tatty clothes mean we are going out for a walk. Posh suit means we're going to business. Sometimes she confuses us, dresses posh and takes tatty clothes, or dresses tatty and takes posh clothes. Both ways we get a good stretch. This morning was tatty clothes, but posh clothes folded carefully into a bag came with us. It rained cats and dogs, if you will excuse the expression. Dark, dismal, absolutely torrential rain, and we pulled into a puddle-littered car park. Now to me, I jumped out ready for the fray, and we had the usual pantomime. Tricia puts on her raincoat, take shoes off, on go thick socks and boots, out comes a walking stick, and when Pippa is ready, we're off. Now, Pippa is very sweet and dear. She doesn't boss me around too much, but she doesn't like rain. She's constantly shaking her head, doesn't like the raindrops down her ears, and stays in the car until Trisha's ready. The last job for Trisha is to put on Tilly's Mac. Told you she was a bit nesh, then we were off. Today is beach and sand dunes out somewhere called Rowan Head near Barrow. A lovely surprise to see the sea. Straight in, never mind the rain, splash, splash, a careful lick. Ugh! Come on, Pippa. Quiet game, Pippa, really. She dashes up, puts on the brakes as she reaches the water. She's obviously a toes girl, while I am a tummy girl. I love that feel of water tickling my tum. Well, we were wet. I think Trisha was almost as wet. Out of tatty clothes, on with the posh, here we're off to work again. Good job nobody was about. She just stripped off and got changed. Friday. And then there's Auntie Judy. You can tell by the voice if you're going to be spoilt, and boy does she. I'm played with, cosseted, patted, loved. I chew the toys, she sews them up. Trisha is away, so Auntie Judy is here to look after Pippa and I. She feeds me. Every time she eats, I eat. Today was really fun. We had been out shopping, got home, and guess what? Auntie Judy shuts the door and locks us out of the house. Now, every cloud has a silver lining. Out of desperation to keep warm, we went up the fell. Now, this may sound very exciting to you, but I have to tell you, Auntie Judy does not do fells. For her to get to the top, albeit very slowly, is like terrifyingly climbing Everest. Well done, Auntie Judy. She's definitely at the top of my popularity list. It's Saturday and it's home day today. It happened quite suddenly. 1 minute I was asleep in my basket, having been out on the fells with Pippa and those two reprobate collies, and the next thing I hear my pal Andrew and Dad come home with the tail so wound up like a propeller, everybody thought I'd take off. Home is sweet. Said hi to the hens and ducks and any other wildlife that I thought had missed me. I settled down at home to eating, sleeping and being a bit lazy. Missing Pippa, but I did hear she was coming for the weekend soon. Did I ever tell you whether I ever made it to that wooden floor in the kitchen? You better read my diary next. And that Rosie's story. Now I have to tell you, Rosie never came on holiday again. She didn't like my wooden floor and she would never ever step on it. Hope you enjoyed it.